in the heart of ancient Ile-Ife, where the red earth held the memories of gods and ancestors, and where the whispers of the sacred groves carried the voices of spirits. There arose a woman whose courage would bend the course of history. Her name was Moremi Ajasoro, a queen of rare beauty and a spirit carved from defiance. She was not merely a wife of a king, nor merely a daughter of her people. She was destined to be a bridge between mortals and the divine, a light in the darkest night of her nation's struggle. Hers was a story of sacrifice, of courage, and of love, so fierce it demanded the greatest offering a mother could make. And though time has draped centuries over her tale, the echoes of her name still rides the wind, carried in songs, in festivals, and in the unyielding memory of the Yoruba people. In those days, Ile-Ife was more than a kingdom. It was the cradle of existence, the holy city said to be the very place where creation began, where Oduduwa, father of the Yoruba race, descended from the heavens to found a people. Its walls were tall, its culture rich, and its people proud. But even great cities have their enemies. From the forest and the unknown lands to the east came raiders, strange and fierce, whom the Ife people called the Ugbo. Not the Igbo nation of today, but a tribe of marauders shrouded in mystery. They struck like storms, descending upon Ile-Ife with terrifying masks that glowed in the firelight, with war cries that turned the bravest of men into trembling shadows. No weapon of Ile-Ife could match their cunning. No shield could hold against their fury. Time and again they came, burning, looting, seizing men, women, and children to enslave, leaving behind ashes and grief. People of Ile-Ife despaired. Sacrifices were made to the oracles, to the gods of thunder and iron, to Orunmila, the keeper of wisdom, but the answer remained veiled. Who were these masked raiders? How could they be defeated? It seemed as though the very spirits of the forest had risen against the holy city, and in this season of torment, Moremi Ajasoro, wife of Oromio the king, mother, queen, and daughter of Yoruba soil, resolved that she would not stand idle as her people bled. Moremi was famed for her beauty, so radiant that songs say the sun dimmed before her and the moon paused to admire her glow. But she was more than beauty. In her heart was a flame of courage that outshone even the fires of war. She listened to the cries of the widows, she wiped the tears of orphans, and she heard in them the command of destiny. If no man could pierce the mystery of the Ugbo raiders, then a woman must. If no soldier could unravel their power, then a queen would. One night when the stars burned bright over the land and the wind carried the scent of sacrifices from the shrines, Moremi went to the river Esimiri. The river was sacred, flowing with life and power, its spirit said to be a goddess of great might. There Moremi knelt upon the earth, her hands lifted, her eyes brimming with both tears and fire. She prayed, not as a queen, but as a servant of her people. She vowed that she would give anything, her wealth, her freedom, even her only son, if the river goddess would grant her the knowledge to save Ile-Ife. The water stirred, the air thickened, and the spirit of Esimirin heard her plea. In the stillness of that night, Moremi felt the goddess touch her heart with an answer. She would be delivered into the hands of the raiders. She would become their prize, their captive, and in their midst, she would learn their secrets. Her beauty would be her weapon, her wit, her shield, and her sacrifice, the ransom of her people. And so it came to pass that when Ugbo raiders returned once more with their fire and terror, Moremi allowed herself to be captured. She was taken across the forest into their camp, where their strange masks and raffia garments gave them the air of spirits, where their war song shook the night. But Moremi was unafraid, for within her heart burned the promise of a simmering and the courage of 1,000 mothers who would die before seeing their children enslaved. In the camp of the Ugbo, her beauty cast its spell. Chiefs and warriors alike marveled at her radiance, her grace, her voice that fell like gentle rain on weary eyes. She was made a wife among them, treated with honor, and soon gained the trust of those who believed she was but a jewel of faith had delivered into their midst. Yet, behind her smiles, Moremi watched, listened, and learned. She discovered the truth of their terror. The power of the Ugbo lay not in spirits, but in cunning disguise. Their fearsome masks and raffia costume, their wild cries and sudden assaults were meant to frighten the Ife people into submission. Fire was their ally, confusion their weapon, and beneath their raffia and wood, they were but men, vulnerable as any other. It was knowledge, not sorcery, that gave them strength. Armed with this truth, Moremi knew her task was complete. She had seen the hearts of the enemy and pierced the veil of the mystery. Now, she must return to Ile-Ife with a secret that would break the chains of fear. And so, with the cunning of the river goddess guiding her, she escaped from the camp of the Ugbo and made her way back to her people. When she returned to Ile-Ife, the city rejoiced, for they had thought her lost forever. She told the elders, the warriors, the king, all that she had seen. She revealed that the Ugbo were not spirits, but men cloaked in raffia, vulnerable to fire and to courage. She taught them how to prepare, how to resist, how to see through the deception. And when next the Ugbo came, Ile-Ife was ready. This time, instead of fleeing, the warriors of Ile-Ife stood their ground. They lit torches and cast fire upon the raffia of their enemies. What once inspired terror now became a curse upon the raiders themselves. Their disguises claimed flame, their cries of war turned to screams of fear, and the people of Ile-Ife rose like a storm to drive them back. The Ugbo were defeated, their power broken, their raids ended. Ile-Ife was free, delivered by the courage of one woman. Moremi had fulfilled her vow, but vows to the gods are not spoken lightly, and the goddess, Esimmering, came to claim her dues. Moremi had promised the greatest sacrifice if victory was given, and now the river spirit demanded her only son, Olorugbo. The heart of Moremi broke. She had given her freedom, her body, her safety for her people. Must she now give her child, the son she loved more than life itself? She pleaded, she wept, but a vow to the gods cannot be undone. To save her people, she had offered everything, and everything the goddess required. And so, with trembling hands and a soul heavy with sorrow, Moremi gave up her son to the river. The cries of her mother's grief rose above the city, and the people of Ile-Ife wept with her. But in their tears was also gratitude, for they knew that their survival, their freedom, their very lives had been bought by her sacrifice. From that day, Moremi Ajasoro was more than a queen. She became legend. Her name was etched into the stones of Ile-Ife, sung in the voices of griots, remembered in the festivals of Edi, where to this day the people honor her sacrifice. Mothers tell her story to their daughters as a tale of courage and of love. Warriors speak her name as they lift their swords, and in every whisper of the Esimmering River, her vow lingers, a reminder of the cost of freedom. Moremi Ajasoro was a woman, a queen, a mother, but above all, She was the light that rose when darkness threatened to swallow her people. And though centuries have passed, her story endures, a flame unextinguished, burning in the memory of the Yoruba people and in the soul of Africa itself.